life into something that you can never own.
Hello, Virgo. So here is your reading for the week of February 5th through about the 11th. These are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work for you. But if you find this reading at a later date, there may be something in it for you. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Need 3 cards for my Virgos. I need another card. And one more card for my Virgos. What is challenging my Virgos this week? Hold on, let me just... Oh, I screwed that up. I'm making a mess everywhere now. Okay, this one's stuck in my hand, so that's that. And what is your recommendations for my Virgos? Okay. In your past position, you have the 10 of Wands. In your current energy, you have the 9 of Cups. And in your near future, you have the 6 of Pentacles. What is challenging you for the week is the King of Wands in reverse. And what is recommended for you is the 4 of Swords. Now, the 10 of Wands indicates that you've kind of come off of some burdens. You've had a lot of stuff. You've been bogged down. These are important burdens, though. These aren't things, these are responsibilities that are like important to you and everything. But I feel like your energy, it's just, you were dealing with a lot. You were going through a lot. You had a lot on your shoulders. You had a lot on your plates. You were getting it done, but it was stressful. It was maybe a little anxiety driven, but you had a lot going on. But currently you're in the 9 of Cups energy, which is amazing. So I feel that maybe some of these burdens, you had some kind of completion with something, or you were able to put something down, but now you're content. The 9 of Cups is all about feeling content. It's about being satisfied. It's right now you're in a very positive energy. You're a little bit more relaxed. You can, I guess, feel that you've enjoy your accomplishments, but just also it's just more of a feeling of like a happy phase. And in your near future, you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about giving and receiving. You may be helping others out, or you might be receiving some help for yourself. But the 6 of Pentacles is very balanced. So it's like you're not overgiving. You're not kind of like you're balancing it out. So that's always the importance with the 6 of Pentacles, is having a little bit more balance in your life. Because I feel like with the 10 of Wands, you probably don't want to go back into having that real burdensome energy again. But what is challenging you for the week is the King of Wands in reverse. Now, the King of Wands in reverse, he's in a leadership role, but he's not very great at being in the leadership role. He could be a little overbearing, a little bit demanding. He might have very high expectations that are not really feasible in a sense. And then he may also not be appreciating the work the other people are doing. So he's not the best leader. So this might be your challenge. You might have gotten to this area where you worked very hard for something and now you're in a little bit of a calmer phase, or maybe you don't have to do the daily grind as much because maybe you've delegated out some of the tasks or the responsibilities. But this is indicating that your challenge is going to be having to make sure that you're delegating correctly, or you're not expecting too much, or you're not kind of that you're not being too impulsive, because he could also represent like being too hasty. So I wonder, for some of you, you came off of this 10 of Wands energy, this stressful thing, and now you're kind of relaxing, but some of you might be really pushing forward. Well, what am I doing next? And I think this is saying that you want to not be so hasty quite yet. You want to take a minute, make sure that you're not setting too high of expectations for the current situation. And what is recommended for you is the 4 of Swords, and this is about taking a break. So I think this is saying that for some of you, before you start on the next journey or the next phase, like take a minute, take a little bit of a break, maybe figure certain things out. reassess or realign certain aspects. And sometimes, like, when you go from this 10 of Wands energy, this like work, getting it done, and then you have this 9 of Cups, which is a little bit more of like sitting and being content. Sometimes it's hard. It's not always easy. It's like, oh my God, like you feel like, I know I should be doing something, even though you don't have anything to do. You're like, oh, I should be doing something. I have this problem. Like if I'm not, it's almost like if I'm not miserable and stressed out, like I'm not happy, even though when I am miserable and stressed out, I'm not happy. So it's like, I have a personal problem with this myself. So I understand this, Virgos. I understand this very well. It's just, I don't know. But, so I think it's telling you to take a break. Like if you feel like you need to be delegating, make sure you're doing it effectively. Make sure you're not having too high of expectations for other people. Make sure you're kind of valuing their input and their efforts. And what's coming in for you is the 6 of Pentacles. And I feel like you're going to get into more of a balanced energy. So if you are in a leadership role, I think you're going to kind of be able to balance your tasks, your responsibilities, and the people that you're guiding or people you're delegating things to more effectively. So, because this is super positive. This is super, it's like, it's just very level. It's like everybody's kind of benefiting in a sense. So I definitely think that's what's coming in for you. So that's excellent. So, but let's see what else we get for you guys. I need one card for my Virgos. Come on, cards. You gotta wake up today. Come on. Come on. I need one card for my Virgos, guys. Okay, so this is the one. Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibilities. One card for the Virgos. And you got these two. Labradorite, see the magic. And Blue Lace Agate, find your calm. And not today, not dealing hurt, avoiding a conversation call, person boundary, still angry. And soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So, okay, so let's smush everything together here. So Starfish Spirits, open to infinite possibilities. I feel like that's kind of like this 9 of Cups a little bit. This kind of, you know, having a moment and just feeling, this energy to me is very calming. It's just you're feeling a little bit more relaxed. You're satisfied. You've built and have everything that you need in a way, or that feeling of like, okay, I'm content right now. But I think that you need to still be open, because the King of Wands in the reverse, when he's in the upright, he's my person of like seeing the longer goal, like seeing the long-term picture and really planning like long-term and knowing the steps he needs to take to get long-term results. Like he's in it for the haul. Like, I mean, he likes things a little quicker. Let's not get things twisted. He would prefer to have it yesterday as well, but he knows things take time. Like he's mastered that impatience aspect. Like he knows things take time, and the actions of every day are going to have to kind of, be there, and then he knows he might have to like reconfigure certain things as certain situations come up. So he's kind of like my guy of like actively figuring things out. But when he's in the reverse, I feel like he's almost blocking that ability a little bit. Like, so your challenge might be like, don't block yourself. Like, don't block your long-term planning and figuring out the long-term details of something, because the 10 of Wands, you might still be feeling, coming off of that, like, oh my God, it's just been so stressful. And even though that you're having a content moment, I think you just need to have the content moment and not be too hasty with something, because sometimes if you're too hasty, you miss something or you make a wrong decision. So I think the open to infinite possibilities is just kind of keeping yourself open at the moment to just infinite possibilities. Like, maybe not commit fully right this second, because the 4 of Swords here, taking a break, kind of rest, relaxation is recommended. So maybe if you kind of clear your head a little bit longer, you're going to actually see something that's much better for you. And labradorite, see the magic. And blue lace agate, find your calm. And I definitely think that's kind of with this Nine of Cups energy, and obviously the Four of Swords. And even the Six of Pentacles, because she has enough for herself, so she's not oversharing, but it's about maintaining that certain balance of everything. So I think if you find some peace, and even if you see the magic, sometimes seeing the magic is with being open to the infinite possibilities. Like, if you don't limit yourself, you're just more, certain times things happen or come to you, or ideas or whatever that are like, oh, you know what, this was a better idea. So I think that you just need to just stay open, because the King of Wands, to me, he's a little bit closed off. Like in the reverse position, he's a little closed off. So, and he might not be seeing the bigger picture. So this is saying, like, you have to just be open to the bigger picture, because there might be a better way navigating the next step forward. So not today, not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, person, boundaries, still angry. So I think, I wonder if some of this not today is going from this 10 of Wands energy, because this is stressful energy. So you might be, this 9 of Cups is like, I'm not dealing with this crap today. I'm going to enjoy my week. I am not dealing with any of the mess. I'm not having it. And I think that's great. I definitely think that's great. And I think with the King of Wands reversed, that's your challenge, is not to deal with any of the BS. Just like stay happy, stay in your happy little bubble, take a break, and not deal with it at this moment. It can wait. And soulmate, yes, this is your soulmate. And I feel like this is saying whatever you're moving towards, because you've been working towards something. I think this is saying that it's actually really beneficial for you and you're on the right path. But sometimes even when we're on the right path and we're doing it, grinding it out, we need to have a moment, a little you time, a little rest, relaxation, a little get your mind clear time. Okay, so let's see what quote we get for you guys. I need one quote for my Virgos, please. So you got, people who wonder if the glass is half empty or half full miss the point. The glass is refillable. And I think this is also part of the King of Wands. This is your challenge. Like, in the upright, he's very optimistic. I always see him as being very optimistic, you know? But in the reversed, I think he's more pessimistic. He's not seeing the full picture. He's not seeing the whole thing. He's blocking himself. So I think this is saying don't, like, your challenge is not to block yourself. Okay, guys. And let's see what Spirit of the Dish we get for you. Spirit of the Dish for my Virgos. You got the Knight of Sides, which is the potato, mashed potatoes. And your dinner and a movie, you have horror movies and Mexican films, or Mexican food, sorry, horror movies and Mexican food. And let me just get myself a little organized here. So you have two Pisces. Pisces represents vision, creativity, and illusion. So this could be like your long-term vision, your long-term plans, little creative aspects, but make sure you're not kind of like getting illusion stuff. And I think the King of Wands, he's in reverse, he's very short-sighted, so that could be like almost like an illusion as well. And then you have two Uranuses, which is about independence and eccentricity. And they're a little bit out of the box thinker. Like, I feel like that planet's kind of a little bit more like, it comes at things a little different kind of ways, so that's good. Now, you have the 10th house, which represents social status, career, and aspirations. And you have the 11th house, which represents originality, humanitarianism, connections, and creative ideas. So you have S, J, A, B, and you have 87767. And you have courage. And I think that's great. And I think that's meaning that you just have to still have the courage to still continue on, even though I think you need to have a little bit of a break. But that's excellent. Okay, let's see what little charmy we get for you. Oh, and you have, okay, so you got the fish. So this guy, okay, so he's been picked clean. This fish, the boned fish thing, he's been picked clean. So this indicates to me that he's gone through a little bit of a rough patch, obviously. Like, you know, he's not happy. He didn't have a good day. He's been picked clean, but this indicates that although you went through it, there's been a lot of stress. This fish dealt with a lot of stress, a lot of unpleasantness. He still has his foundation. Like, he still has his core, his structure, so he could actually build upon that once again. So sometimes we have to get almost like stripped to the bases to actually rebuild something much better. So I feel like that's indicating that even if this Ten of Wands situation or period of time was very, very stressful for you, I feel like even though you feel like you kind of were worn out, you know, you didn't have the energy really to just keep going, and you just did. I feel like now with this Nine of Cups energy here, it's like a little bit more of a contentment. I feel like now you're in a place where you're going to be building upon everything you've learned or your achievements. So I think that's perfect. I think that's great. Okay, guys, so now we have a very special guest here today. Let me try to bring him carefully. Okay, Virgos. Think of your question and we shall ask. Oh, Mr. Predicto, what is the answer to Virgo's question?
I am confident it is no.
Mr. Predicto is confident it is no. So he has spoken. He's a man of many words, and those were the words he chose today. Okay, Virgos, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.